I've had to knock that silly ring on that gas filter thing on. I bet I've hit that thing 10 times and it still sort of drips a little bit back there. So the fuel filter thing, I did everything I could on that O-ring. I just don't understand it. So that's not it right there, but it does. Every time you fill it up, you get a little stain right there. So I knocked it on more the other day, but anyway, that's not what we're talking about today. So that pan that you saw me power wash the other day, I got it back on. I got these big bolts in these braces here. And that went together pretty easily. I was a little scary about that. But I thought maybe the car would move around on me, but it didn't. So that makes me feel better having that all braced up. But today, we're going to take this out. And I guess, how does a man get to the upper chamber up there? I guess maybe you, I don't know. I kind of knew this was going to be a pain. Oh, condensate pipe. Well, let me see what I can find here. Today's Wednesday. I got till Friday before parts get here. I wrote them a big long message today. I said, you guys fouled me up on this. How's this thing work? I think I see it now. I think there's a cup right back there. Well, one good thing about Mick is he's got little hands. I ain't got little hands. So where does the other one, where does it go to? Well, I got the part right here. Let's see. Well, hopefully it didn't break it. Okay. Because if it did, I need to know now. So, let me just look at this and study it, because it might be kind of a bar to get up in there. Teddy bear. Alright, we'll find out. So, there's that little, there's that little thing. Holy cow. Does it always have to be something? I don't know. Maybe. I might have learned something new. See those torque bits up there? Maybe you got to drop them down, because the tail shaft, does it just pass through? I think that's what it does. I think it just passes through there. Yeah. So this bracket is a little bigger than I thought it was. Too big for my bracket there. I really don't know. We'll find out though. Something to keep in mind while you're under here, this big red thing here is your positive cable. Battery in this car's in the boot, in the middle. But they got that starter thing up there, you know, where you jump it underneath the bonnet instead of the boot. Use a long extension getting these loose. It's just a plain old 13. Yep. And just give them a little thing, but use a long extension because you'll get past the exhaust pipe. So let's get a jack under here and sort of figure out. So the jack's going to be right where I'm standing, so I'm going to have to start standing somewhere else. Okay, let's move that thing down here and see what we got to do. I think I'm going to take them loose too. Maybe bring this down. Maybe bring it down in pieces is the way to do it. At the angle those are at, I guess because they're rubber, they'll move a little bit. And maybe when you get it all down, you can rebuild it and then put it all back up in there. I don't know. I don't know yet. We're getting there. We'll figure it out. Okay, I got the 6 bolts out. And that bracket there, as you can tell, is a little wavy. So just hang on a second. Let's see if we get this out of here. It's just riding on that one. Well, I just got a feeling it's going to make a lot of noise, and it's going to hurt my hands. was, oh, when you got to take this, let me tell you this, you got to take that bracket off there that goes in here, because there's an earthing cable right here. So let's see if I can continue. Why? Oh, I see what it's hooking on this thing. It's hooking on that little teardrop thing. Wonder why. Wonder why they did put that thing there. Oh, that's a terrible noise. That scared me. This is a scary time. But I feel like I got enough wood and everything up there. Let's just see if I can get this out. I'm not won't be afraid of knocking the camera off, but it's this little winglet right here. Let's keep this one handy. So on this it would be that right there. I wonder why they put that there. Guess it's just a safety bumper of some kind. Those Germans always come up with some kind of system, don't they? Okay, so it took me about 10 or 15 minutes, but I got her loose. Pretty loose anyway. Oh, I see. Okay. All right, well that makes that a lot easier. So, now I know where those are. And of course they couldn't have gone too far. I'm going to loosen those up and take those out with it. So that's a 13. Let me get a 13 wrench. I think I got a 13 ratcheting somewhere around here. I'll find it, get them off, and that'll make it a lot easier. So when you put it back on, you won't have to, you can leave these loose. Now I thought that little wing right there, was hard to get it past, but now I think I got her. I'm not going to force anything. I'm not going to drop this thing either. But it'd be kind of hard to drop it, but it could obviously be done. But it's caught pretty good on the exhaust. I think I'm going to look up and see how much one of them is, or two of them is. So I got, yay! I got that out of there. Well, it don't seem to be ripped torn, but it's pretty squishy as compared to this one. Yeah, that one's, well, this thing's just 103,000 miles. Okay, so there's one out of there. I'll take a picture of that and send it to Mick. And then I should be able to get, you keep saying that and you never can get the thing out. So I'm hitting, oh, okay, let's take that out. Okay, that's it. Take that out then. That's the thing that holds the exhaust system up. That's blocking me. Okay, now there's that bracket that goes here. You got to take that off too. Once you get the little rubber bit that can you see that? And it's a Torx, or E-Torx, or whatever they call it. Inverted or external Torx. Inverted starts with an I, doesn't it? Okay, well, I was hoping to get all this in one swoop here, but it don't look like that's happening. I'm working on it. I tell you, this is the taking office card I've ever seen. You got a Jaguar's pretty bad too, but the old E-Type over there, she's got her take off and stuff too. How long can this be? It can be that long. Okay, so you get this bracket off. Okay, and it goes on like that. Now we should be able to go forward and pull this out. Yay! Okay. It goes in there like that. Okay. So let me get a picture of this. And I think that's about all you got to do. And then you got that. Okay. Well, doggone it. Okay. So the order is, I don't think there's much of an order to it. That's on there upside down. You can't have that. So let's do it like that. So it would go like that. So So all I need now is the parts. Okay. Well, that's all I can do because I only got one of them. So we'll go up and start on it in a couple of days. Such a noisy night out there. All kind of things bumping and stuff like that. Sure is pretty, isn't it? I love days like this. Putting in these rear wheel cylinders on this car is going to be like playing tiddlywinks compared to working on this beast. Wow, that's going to take me back to my early days. But anyway, that's just going to be. I shouldn't have said that. Now this will be impossible. But anyway, I've done it. I don't know what 200 times before, so I think I can swing it. Okay, well, let's see what we got today. We got the Updock Auto Roy's Ford built with Rock Auto parts. All right. Oh well. Let's put this on over here. It always starts up when you. So there's my collection. Okay, and we're going to put air filter in this right now. It's one of the hardest things you'll do. These clips are just heinous. I hate them. They're ordinary clips, but let's see here. Let's see what we got here. So she's got 103 on her now. They always put some Seal Glide on it. Let's see when we did 89,000 on April the 2nd of 22. So there's that. Let's just don't do anything with that quite yet. Let's make sure this one's gonna work. And this is a 49229. Ooh, that looks better. I'm like Derek. I trust wicks quite a lot. So that's a man right there. Okay, that looks like the mix, and we will I don't want to put it down anywhere dirty. Okay, so let me go get some Seal Glide and put on that. Okay, got the Seal Glide there. Got a comment one time, somebody was watching my video and they'd never heard of Seal Glide and they fell in love with it and they wrote me a nice note, but I learned about it from Eric, the car guy. So this was a man, wasn't it? Yeah, there you go. Yep. So let's get that in there and we'll mark it up. Okay, it don't hurt nothing. Just get your big Klein out there and then you can do your Buddy Holly routine and then you got it. There you go. Seems like a good idea to me. Some people keep a rating service diary. I just write it right on the part generally. It's like, you know, Derek once again writing the date, and I do this too on oil filters too, so it's always a good idea. So let's slip her in there. Okay, I got all 5 clips in. We're at the front of the car, so there's a clip here and here and here and here and here, and some are upside. This one's kind of upside down and the other ones are fit downward, but boy, that thing's a hell of a hard thing to fit. But I believe it's better than the man one. I don't know, as good if not better. So let's throw this in the bin and we'll take her up and we're going to look at them flex joints things. Okay, well, like I say, that wasn't terrible, but time's wasting, you know. It's got plenty of miles on it. That might be part of the revving problem I had too, so I don't know. Alright. Okay, so today's project is going to be me trying to get that thing loose. I don't have the parts yet, but like I've just been thinking about it, it just looks kind of torn. It looks like it's moving around. I don't know if that's true or not, but it just looks that way. So probably should have thrown it out of gear. I didn't think about that. So I can spin things around. I jack up the back wheels to do that too. But I can't get to this one because let's just try this one because I got this heat shield in the way. I may have to pull that heat shield down, but it is it's right there. Is that a different size? Now wait a minute. I don't know. Well, let's see. I thought they were the same thing. Dadgummit. So get your E12, and maybe you can get this bracket off with a little bit of lucky, and that'll make it easy to get to all these bolts. Now the bad thing is I've got this jack here, and I got to jack up the back wheels to spin the propeller shaft around. And I've checked everything else up. There's a U-joint there and a carrier bearing and all, whatever that is in the back. I don't know what that is, so we'll figure it out later. Let's just start where we can start. So let's get this this bracket right here off of here, and then you got a nice wide open space. How cool is that, huh? Say, that opens things up real pretty like. So holy cats, that's beautiful. Oh, okay, and I learned their bolts. Okay, so it's going to be that way. Okay, I thought they went in some other way. Let's just see if I can just see what it's like to crack it loose. Now that I see this, I'm not too concerned about. Be sure to remember to put your condensate pipes back. Don't let them be pinched off like that and get moldy up in there. Let's see what it's like right here. Normal amount of play in the gear set. So, okay, well, I'm not even afraid of that. Dadgum, beautiful. So, let's see, I've got a, what did I decide that was? Is it a 17? No, it's an 18. You know, I don't know if I've got an 18 wrench. It's on the end of that thing. Oh, but I got something to fit 18s. Yeah, it's an 18. Okay. Okay, yeah, it's an 18. Okay, I'm holding two things in one hand, a light and a camera. And you just need to do one or the other. Wow, that is just really lovely. Okay, I don't have an 18 millimeter wrench. So I need to get one. And I also need to get another 3/8 drive universal joint. So make a note to do that. And make some money back, I hope. I don't know what's going to fit that thing. I don't know what I'm going to do. Can't use an adjustable on it. You don't want to spin them things out. You ever have them wrenches you just never pick up? I never picked this one up. But look at that. It says 11/16 there and 1930. Oh, those were the days when the wrenches, they used different funky sizes. And then that says 15 millimeter and that one says 18 millimeter. So 15, 18. So we'll see how close 11/16 is to this. Yeah, that's pretty good. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to need something longer than that. I got which one would I want to lose? Well, I'm going to have to go back there on the grinder and see about, or the Dremel, and sort of chalk out on 11/16 a little bit to make that work. I just need a longer wrench. I think I'd rather use this one. Okay. See how close that is. 11/16 to 18. That just won't. That will go on there, but just not good enough. Just not good enough. Okay. Let's go on the Dremel and kind of take a little bit of meat off that. So there's 6 bolts and they're different. So there's one fully threaded and one that it's shanked. So the dark ones go on the triangle flange here and the shiny ones go there. So they are different. I'll be dogged. You better pay attention. So my 11/16 wrench, I just spent a little bit of time with the Dremel and got it to where it fits just nice. See, it fits just nice. Okay, so let's keep going. So gotta make these kind of notes here. Okay, well, I nervously have Both wheels up. That paint didn't work too good, did it? That's on a previous video. And I'm pretty good at paint, so I guess that's what it was. So I know you don't need to do it, but I did it anyway. I put the little white dots there, so we should be able to turn this around. I thought I had it out of gear. Or maybe if I try turning the wheels. Okay, well, we'll get it around. You see what I'm doing. Just make sure you hit your jack points here. And I'm off the ground. Okay. Okay, handbrake off, out of gear. I put in these safeties right here too, just because now we're freewheeling. I mean, it's bad. So there you go. And you just spin it around, see, whichever way it wants to go, and then that wind, man, that gets you all head up, don't it? All right, let's spin around. We'll get this out in a minute. Well, you can't get this back enough to clear it. It's just not going to do it. I don't think. I might try a little bit more, but it looks to me like I'll be pulling the center bearing down and pulling the exhaust system down a little once again, just enough, and maybe I can get this heat shield out of here and I can get to them bolts right there. Won't that be fun? Having fun yet? It's fun for me. I like learning about the stuff. No sweat. Okay, I got the heat shield out by dropping the exhaust a little bit. So let's see what we got here. So we're going to, I think we're going to start back here. Going to leave that right there, just to take the stress off everything. So let's see if we can get this propeller shaft out of here. Looks like that's what you got to do. And I can check on what's going on back here too. So that's not so bad. Wasn't so bad at all. Let me give you the rundown here. This has been very fascinating. So like I say, I got that heat shield down there. No small task. I took these bolts out, but you don't need to. I didn't realize that. So there's your, I'm at the rear differential. That's it right there. And I pulled down those exhaust things. Don't take those bolt outs. That whole differential. And I took them bolts out to drop the exhaust system down. And then I took out the carrier bolts. See, there it is right there. I felt that. It don't feel too bad. I don't think that would cause a clonk. So look at that. So let's let me show you where we are. Once you get the carrier bearing down, you can get enough play to get this out. So there you go. So I don't, like I say, I don't know how good that is. You know, it's needing some hard rubber to clean up some sandpaper. Did you know that works? If you can mount this like in a vise now, and you can run your belt sander on it, and it'll unclog your sandpaper. I might do that on the next episode. So there is some kind of lubrication stuff going in there, like a needle roller bearing. I don't want to put that down in there because there's oil filled down in there from the other day. Yeah, there's some kind of little nylon insert in there, but I don't think that would be very much of a problem to get these off. Okay, so all right, I have little fear that that drive shaft's gonna fall out anywhere. I'll probably put a bolt back up in there anyway, just to kind of, so I can sleep a little better. They're just right here. All right, well, what fun, huh? So I just thought there's where it was slinging stuff out of that U-joint. But like I say, that feels pretty good. I don't know what's going on right here. I took the bolts out, but don't seem to want to come out. So I'm not going to mess with it. So we're going to kind of let that be. So I guess I had to have... How did I do this thing? I think I just dropped it down when I put in that bushing back there. Got rid of half the clonk. Okay, well let me take a little movie. For some, on another platform. Okay, I've been in here studying and I want to break all this down for you. So right behind gearbox is that flex joint, and then inside of the propeller shaft, right there at the flex joint, is this bushing, and then you have the center support shaft. Don't look like there's a bearing in there now, and then there's different kinds of those, so you can get whatever you want. These prices are kind of high, but that's the way they are. So there's your genuine drive shaft CV joint. So of course the carrier's in the middle, flex joint at the front, right behind the gearbox, and then this CV joint is that joint right there at the differential, in front of the differential. And as you can tell, there's all kinds of them. Then there's a snap ring in there, and drive shaft snap ring. And now I don't see the U joint that looks like an old-fashioned U joint in there anywhere. So I don't know what you can do about that. Maybe you have to take it to a drive shaft shop and have them do it, and maybe get it balanced while you're along the way. Now remember, we're not going after a vibration here. We're going after a clonk. I still don't know if I've got it because I haven't driven it since I put in that right front motor mount. So I don't know. I have no idea. So now we're out of the realm now. So anyway, I'm waiting on the parts. I've got the other transmission mount coming. She'll take two. And I'm waiting on that new flex joint. And hopefully, since I was there, it just seemed like the thing to do. Kind of expensive, but I would think that flex joint could cause a clonk. I don't really think so, but I put my hand on the shaft and it didn't really move that much or anything. So a lot of this stuff, this rubber stuff, is just replace it and just save yourself the trouble, especially since I was right there after taking all that stuff down to get to those transmission mounts. Let's see what I got here. So I'm supposed to have the flex joint today by 1 o'clock. That's coming FedEx. The mount is coming USPS, so I may never ever see that. Don't know. And then all that other stuff. So anyway, we'll see what goes on later today. I'm going to try to just make this all one video. So let's try to, so you won't have to click around and do part 1s and 2s. It's the way Musty does it. So why not me? Okay, it looks to me like the best thing to do here is get your... Okay, everything's here. Everything just got here. It's 2 o'clock on Friday. You see how those are different? These are raised up there. Those got to go in. See, it's got arrows. Didn't you know this was a one-way street? Well, no. Well, didn't you see the arrows? I didn't even see the Indians. So this has got to go in there a very particular way. And there's the transmission mount. And Akshtung, or French, or English, or Italian, or whatever, Arabic, they go the other way. They go right to left. So that's kind of cool, I think. The Netherlands and everything else. So this is a very common situation. Now, I'll tell you how I knew about these. Because I used to work for a British car company, which will remain unnamed. Not this company. Trust me, not this one. But this is a Rotoflex coupling. Look familiar? Kind of does, doesn't it? And once again, shout out to FCP, man. Those guys are great. But this fits, you ready? It fits, well, a little bit later than that. Mark II and Mark III GT6 from 1966 to 73. They made those. I forget. It's somewhere in the Mark II range. But the Mark I GT6 is like my Spitfire. It's just got that transverse thing. It ain't got nothing real fancy. And but boy, that hub's the devil to get. I actually have a tool to do that. But here, here's that's got a lot. They got expensive. I remember selling those for like $35. So anyway, everything got expensive. So from Mark 1 to 3, I don't know if that's true. Don't matter. But anyway, that's how I knew about those, is from these cars right here. Very, very pretty cars. It's like a hardtop Spitfire with a 6-cylinder in it. It's not as powerful as a TR6 6-cylinder, but it is a 6. You get that thing with an overdrive. Alani Adams had one of those, and it was green like that. She was a very nice girl, lived down the street. Al's daughter, Al and Andrea. And she worked as a dealer in Las Vegas. Imagine that. So yeah, they're very, very beautiful cars. I don't like the later ones, of course, with the rubber baby bumpers, but that's a pretty car there. So anyway, that's how I know about those. Everything's here. Just a little history lesson, and we're going to jump right back down to the barn and just put these on. Just a little kiss of grease here for that bushing that's up in here. So I'm going to take that down right here, and you can see right there. So there's a bushing up in that shaft that I showed you on that website earlier. You know, dog, if I don't think this one's heavier than the other one. I don't know. I hope it is. So I've got the pokey bit that's poking out opposite these. I guess I can't see that. See, it's already up in there, and I hadn't even bolted it up yet. So let me jack up the rear wheels here and see if we can spin this around and get this to bolt in. My goodness, it's windy today. Okay, I've got the CV joint tightened. I've got the carrier bearing tightened. Man, that just feels good and tight. And so I wish there was a grease point on that CV joint. So anyway, there's not. And all 6 of those are tightened. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to take this apart and take this over on the winged part there. And I'm going to clean up these connections, these earthing connections here. Seems like the right thing to do. So I'm going to do it. What do you think that is? 13, I bet you. I'm getting ready to put this transmission bracket back up there, so
it's never too early.
No, it's not. It's Halloween, you crazy idiots. Okay, so I'm going to soak these down with some silicone spray, just to kind of help them out a little bit. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. And put some blue Loctite on the threads. Okay, it's been a good long time, but I got this back up in there. Now, you'll think that you got a long way to go to get this bracket here up to the car, and you'd be right. That's come in real handy, that little knurly thing there. Once again, and I'm just hand tightening this, but when you jack this up, jack it up from the bracket, okay? Okay, and be careful of your studs up there on your cats. Okay, and don't foul those up. And I'm going to show you something else in a minute too. Wow, what a job! So everything looks okay here. So you got to put this bracket right here that holds the brackets that hold this on, because it's real hard to get to those. You could do it, but right there, see. Now, like I said, I was starting to think there for a minute it was literally this far down, but when you got to jack it right here at this X member on this bracket, okay? And whew, wow, that was hard. So anyway, it's done. So, and you'll find that this bracket moves around pretty easily. So if your bolts don't line up, have no fear, they will. You can just move them around just almost with your hands. So okay, so where did this go? I guess that went. I don't know. I don't remember. But anyway, it don't matter. I'll figure out where it goes and we'll do something with it. I'm wrestling in the heat shields, And that's going to be your own private battle there. But there's where that goes. And I feel certain that's where that ground strap went right here. You know you got this in right because you have to have your heat shields going up in there. But there's more to it to do than that. Let's see. There's some heat shield stuff there, or drip pan. So you just have to kind of just do it all. You just have to figure it out. But all I can do is help you, where I can. But it comes together. You'll figure it out. If you want to make more careful notes of it, you can. But let's get that up there, and then we'll do the exhaust system. Put the exhaust system up last so you can get access to the heat shield fittings. This is your last thing. Late in the day, I just kind of got all fired up on this thing because I just wanted to get this stuff done. Let's see if I can get the light going. Mostly, you can tell I got the heat shields up, and shields up, and all of that stuff. And so I had to do a little bit of manipulating to get it. I relieved them right there. It just seemed to fit better, but you got to get it back together to, you got to have the heat shields up before you put it back together. You can't get the heat shields up. So, and I can't see running this thing without the heat shields. So anyway, they're all up. I'm going to run it without the pans. The pans are under the Jaguar there. I'm just going to go up and down the driveway. I'm not going to go far. If it's going to clunk, it'll clunk anywhere. So if it does clunk, I gotta head up to that thing right there and change that one. So I saw some cat took one apart. So we're at the front of the car now. I got the exhaust system in, and I got to go and double check everything and make sure everything's in place. Only got a couple more brackets to put up. I'm gonna put some more sheet metal or heat tubes in it, hardware, stuff like that. So everything is up and in place. I noticed there was a little bit of grease on the rear CV joint, but I'm not going to worry about it. I don't think that's the clonk because I put my hand on it, and I don't think that was enough to worry. So I got all my earthing straps on back here. So I actually took the exhaust system off all the way to back here, at the back of the car, to make sure I can get these shields in here correctly. So everything's back in, but I'm still going to double check it and get these pans up a little bit better. But that's about the best I can do. It just, like I said, I don't really have a vibration. I've got a clonk. So I think we'll find out later today. Cartoon's about to come on, so I'm going to watch those. It's 8:52 on some memorable entertainment television. Comes Bugs Bunny, and I just like drinking my coffee and taking that hour off. Okay, pretty soon we got the barn project coming up, and I got some ideas on these cabinets over here. All right, I have cleaned up and attached everything, and it looks fair to middling back there. Might get the dead blow and bang that thing up there. I don't know why. It don't hang any lower than the bar does. It don't matter. Might be good for airflow, who knows? So let's see. I've got just to walk from front to back here. I know I've got to put them pans in, but I ain't gonna do that till I'm sure. So I've got this piece in here. I guess I should do it this way with a light behind me. So there's the front of the car going toward the back. So I got the support in for this. I got the exhaust in. Okay. Those might rattle, but that goes with them. So okay, I got all my hardware here. I've got this crossbar in, good and solid. Okay, don't need to worry about that right there. I mean, that's kind of silly. So I got a new gas tank. See the gas leaking out? I got a new ring, metal ring. I've got the new O-ring, rubber O-ring, and I bought the flipping tool. I know that's crazy, but I think whacking on it caused it to leak. So let's see, we got these in here tight. Everything's ready to go. We're going to drop down and go for hopefully a no clonk zone. We'll find out here in a minute. find out here in a minute. December 25. Okay. Up and down. She started right up. No reason why she shouldn't. But I haven't touched that yet, so we will touch that here in a minute. And we'll see if we get all kind of rubbing noises. And I'm afraid to put that up there. You might just have to just kind of sit right there. So when she idle down, which should be any minute, I'm gonna let her stabilize a little bit. She's like the Healy and the Jaguar. She's got to be warm. Okay, well, let's find out. You ready? Okay, I'm in reverse. Well, no terrible noises there. It did clonk in reverse. It does clonk no more. Uh-oh. Don't put it in reverse when you're moving. No clonk. Nope. Now I'm going to have a little bit of noise down there, I think. Well, I don't though. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it rubbing on the heat shield. Okay, no clonking though. We'll run over those ant hills. Yeah, a little bit. I thought that might happen because I had to manipulate those shields pretty hard. No clonks. So my trick here is going to be, I'm going to tell Mick that I've made the video and I'm not going to send him any additional information. I'm just going to say I did a test drive, and if you want to find out what happened, you can. Well, let's put them other pans up underneath it. Now, I learned something interesting on this car when I got it. The first time I pulled the heat shields down, I remember this very well, and I noticed it every time I pulled them down, it was rubbing from the factory. Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, not a clonk in the world. Some of us got cars that clonk, and some of us got cars that don't clonk. I got one that don't clonk. Well, that was a long voyage, so I don't need to put that other, in that red box down there, I don't need to put that other motor mount in. I'm going to hold on to it, though, because the minute you send it back, it'll start clonking. So if I keep it here, it won't clonk. So, got my driving gloves on, so give us a thumbs up. And my goodness, I don't know what to say. I think I'm gonna cry. And you know, I mean that honestly. Sometimes it just, I don't know, when I finish a big project, I become very emotional. Anyway, I got that big project back there. That's right. I got other stuff to do. I got to work on that chifforobe. Okay, chest of drawers. Technically not a chifforobe. If you look that word up, it's a really kind of a little closet, like a little wooden standalone closet, more than just a chest of drawers. Okay, bye-bye. Thanks for spending time with me. That was a long road.